From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for June 9th, 2016. In just a moment, we'll be taking a look at the USDCAD, the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar for today's trade analysis. But first, a recap, a couple of the trades we've been looking at over the past few days. If you've been following over the past few days, you'll note that I was in a long or buy scenario here on the NZDUSD, New Zealand dollar, US dollar over the past few days. Bought it down at the 0.6910 level yesterday, and we're looking at the account history, the closed trades down here at the very bottom. Yesterday, the market reaching into the resistance highs. We had some news out of New Zealand causing the market to significantly rise. So I've closed this trade now. The full position has been closed with about 210 pips of profit. So a very profitable trade for us this week. I hope that it was something that you were able to take advantage of. So 210 pips closed on the New Zealand dollar trade. Moving on to the GBPUSD, Great British Pound versus the US dollar. We also have been trading this one over the past few days. We're actually in a buy over the past few days, but the market has now turned back around. Fortunately, we were using appropriate risk strategies and trade management practices that when we saw a profit, we protected it. We moved the stop loss better than break even, and the market closing us out. Actually, during yesterday's live trade room, closing us out of the remaining position. It'll be easier to see on the 4-hour time frame. We were looking in this area right here, and let me put a little box around this so we know what we're talking about. Right here between the pink and the purple shaded area. Let's make that black so it's easier to see. Right there between the purple and the pink shaded area, we were trading in between there, actually buying the purple zone. As it touched the pink shaded area here into the 4,600 level, we went ahead and took some profit out of it. If it, of course, would have broken above it, we would have looked for more profit on the remaining position. But locking in with the stop loss, the market came down, took us out. I was unwilling to re-enter this again. I mentioned that during the trade room yesterday. Fortunately, that was a good decision, and it continued to pressure lower. Now back down into the 4,400. So at least at this point, we're sitting on the sidelines on the GBPUSD. Another trade opportunity we've been waiting on and have yet to take here on the euro dollar all week long. We were looking for a buy on the dip to support, never gave us that earlier on in the week. Yesterday, we were looking for the breakout clues, evidence of open and close and breakout above the resistance. Never gave us an opportunity really to do that during the trading day yesterday. And now we see a complete turnaround, and the market is now pressured back lower. We see the sellers jumping back in and driving it back below the blue shaded area. That is 1.1355 to 1375. So fortunately, at least at this point, we haven't been in the buy, even though we've been looking for it, and now the market has turned back around. So waiting for a new opportunity still here on the euro dollar. Next, moving on over to the USDCAD. I think this may be our trade setup for the day today. We're looking at the USCAD. We need to be aware. We have some medium impact news listed for today at 8:30. That's about 40 minutes from the recording of this video. We have significant jobs numbers tomorrow out of Canada. So those are things that should weigh on your decisions used on the USCAD today. We also have seen oil reach multi-month highs, pulling back a little bit today, but oil has reached multi-month highs. So that's something that has also given the influence for the sells, the shorts here on the USCAD, but we could see it pulling back today, which is that evidence of the oil prices falling back down again. USCAD typically goes back up, and of course we are weighing on the news today and tomorrow out of Canada. Let's talk about three different trends, really. The longer-term downtrend, the red trend line, the pattern of the trend. We'll put all these black boxes and boxes in there to really recognize the pattern within the trend. Then we saw a shift in that pattern over the past several weeks. We saw it hit the low down here into 125, shift the pattern, congestion, breakout, congestion, and now we've shifted the pattern back to the downside again, haven't we? We can see right here along this shorter red trend line where it's gone back down. So the question remains, of course, are we going to look to sell or buy this pair? And I think either way could be a possibility given the potential news and the potential movement of oil and what we've seen out of this currency pair over the past few days, and the fact that we are testing into multi-month lows again. Again, you go back, that long-term downtrend there in the red trend line, it was moving lower. If we are going to see a return of that downtrend, it will need to break through the last low at 12500, which obviously it has not done yet. It's found support above there. So if that's the case, we also will look for returns of the uptrend pattern, which we don't have yet, but definitely something to continue to watch for. Let's go ahead and take it on down to the 4-hour time frame. There it is, making a little bit of a rally. We've been talking about potential opportunities to sell rallies into resistance on this pair in the direction of our current momentum that we see along this red trend line. Let's just bring that a little bit closer. So along that red trend line, if we're looking to sell rallies to resistance, of course, depending on the news that happens today and tomorrow, we are looking at this yellow shaded area as our first area of hope for an opportunity to go short. We can look back to the left-hand side. Look over here on the far left-hand side where the red box is. If you look back to the red box, you see on the far left top corner of that red box, bottom of the blue box, you can see some support in there. Right around that area. So let's bring this blue box down a little as well. So you see support there. Then you see resistance not too far beyond that, right around the 1.274550 level. So that's where we're looking, 2745, 2750 in that area for resistance now. Well, that's where the current market price is for the USDCAD. We also take, and let's zoom it in one time, Fibonacci from the last high down to the current low, this high of the red trend line down to the current low. That puts the 236 fib right at 127.6570, somewhere in that area, top of the yellow zone. This little short red trend line represents a potential risk on the trade. If you were looking to go short on this trade, the risk is that it breaks out above this yellow zone and continues to pressure higher. So we have the event risk, the news risk coming up today and tomorrow. That's something that should weigh on you. We have the potential oil change of direction where we've reached multi-month highs, and a pullback down of oil would likely cause this to go back higher. That's the event risk that we have right now, fundamental risk we have right now for this currency pair. I do think, though, if we're going to see it go higher, it will need and must break 27.75, the yellow shaded area. If it can't break 27.75, we're likely looking for a turn back down. Risk reward wise, let's talk about that for a moment. If you were going to buy this, your risk is pretty high. I think you have to go down to the lowest low on the chart for your risk or stop loss if you're going to go long, and at least until it breaks the yellow shaded area. Risk reward wise for going short, it's gotten much better, hasn't it? Selling provides low risk because you can see the stop loss would be just above the yellow shaded area, close to 28, 28.5, 28.10, somewhere in there. And then your profit target is the pink shaded area down at the bottom. So risk reward wise actually makes a whole lot more sense right now looking for opportunities to go short. We don't have any sellers coming back in yet, but definitely something to continue to watch for over the next few hours. And of course, let's wait till we get past that news at 8:30 a.m. Eastern U.S. time today to see how that handles, the market handles that news for the USDCAD today.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.